What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So if you have an overheating problem and you're not sure what to check, the first thing you want to check is the radiator cap. Okay, of course you make sure that the car is completely cooled before you do this. One of the symptoms that I had was I noticed that my upper hose, and you can kind of still see it, it was super swollen from here. So there was a lot of pressure going into it, and the car finally cooled down, and I took my radiator cap off, and you can see right here on the right there's a little bit, it's actually torn a little bit. You can see that. So that is what caused it. Now, because I'm replacing this, I don't have an official replacement yet, so I'm going to use this temporarily. Another reason it could be, if there's the seal seems good, is that the spring is messed up. So definitely start with replacing the radiator cap. Now if you have a leak, that's a whole different story. So now that I'm replacing this, the first thing I need to do is I'm going to try to fill it to the tip. I don't have my funnel with me. I'm going to fill this to the tip with 50-50 antifreeze. We're going to turn on the car and just burp the system because there's most likely air in the system. So going in the car, what you want to do is, I'm going to keep that radiator cap off, right? We're going to turn on the car. We're going to make sure that it's on heat all the way. And it doesn't matter which mode, honestly, you have it on there. And you want to make sure that your circulation is off as well. I'm just going to blast this. You really don't need to, but I'm going to blast it. Let the car idle for about 15-20 minutes. Keep topping off the radiator until I notice that all the bubbles have disappeared. And then we'll close our radiator cap and we should be good to go. There's some other things you can do, like pressing on the radiator, upper radiator hose, squeezing it, which will help a little bit with removing the bubbles as well. So I'm going to turn on the car, blast the heat, make sure your AC is off, and I have my windows down. It's already like almost 80 degrees outside, so I'm not going to sit in the car. And what I'm going to do is keep topping this off and make sure that I get all those bubbles removed. Alright, so I can't tell if there's bubbles or what's happening right now, but the car was only off for an hour after I drove it, and here I am. Going back in the car, we do want it to reach normal operating temperature. And then obviously the fan will kick in, so we gotta wait for that as well. So as you can see, squeezing it kind of gets rid of the bubbles. But I think in my case I might be good. I'm just gonna wait for the fan to kick in once or twice, and I'm gonna turn off the car. I'm gonna keep topping this off in the meantime. So I'm not sure how easy or hard it is to see, but I do see the bubbles. And you just have to keep topping it off. Whenever it goes down low, keep topping it off. Also, that when you're squeezing the upper hose, just make sure that you wear gloves, or just kind of be careful because it does get very hot as well. So if you're not used to the heat, put on some gloves and squeeze. Alright, so it looks good on my end. I mean, some of these bubbles are just because I'm squeezing the hose. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the car, put on my temporary radiator cap. I do have to order one and replace this one, and we should be good to go. Now I just want to note that if your radiator fan did not turn on while you're burping it and it's been about 15 minutes, if we go back in the car, and as long as your temperature gauge is within normal range, which is usually about that level, then, and of course your air is blowing hot, then to be honest, you should be good, because it depends on how hot it is outside. And since we're just idling the vehicle, there isn't a lot of heavy load on the engine. Sometimes what I do is I rev the car, kind of keep it at a steady like 2000 RPM or so, 1500 to 2000, and usually that will kind of trigger the fan to turn on. But if you're good on burping the vehicle, no more bubbles, your gauge looks good, don't worry about your fan turning on before you stop, especially if it's been about 15 minutes. So turn off the car, and then we can just come back out here, take our radiator cap. Since it's kind of overflowing, some of that is going to come out, which is fine. Close it, wipe, and then we are good to go. So I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully the issue you had was the radiator cap. If you did, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one.